cuties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the Restless edition. Today is Monday, September the 12th, 2022. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to have to go ahead and give this one a 7. Let's get right into it. I'm not going to hold you long. So we see Nick and Victoria, and she has come back. She's feeling really good. She's made it a lot of appointments. So she's feeling really great about herself. And Nick says, "I'm glad you're in a really great mood and everything." And she was like, "Yeah." Um, and so he tells her, because she says it helped having you here, knowing you were holding down the fort. And he tells her, "Well, Dad wants me to fire Sally, and he's not in agreement with that." And she says, "Well, Dad." He was like, "Yeah, but it's annoying that he constantly is in things, that he's always meddling. He's always has an opinion. He's always just in things and trying to control people like chess pieces on a board." And Victoria, listen, Nick, you're not going to get any understanding with Victoria because she doesn't mind that Victor does this. She does not care because typically she benefits from it. So it is what it is to her. But anyways, they get he says Sally hasn't done anything wrong to be fired. And then they get a text message that Sally was not at the marketing summit. So Sally comes running in, and Sally looked real cute. I do love that outfit. She comes running in, and Chloe says, "Where have you been?" And she was like, I had a meeting. Why? What's up? And Sally says, "You missed the marketing summit." And excuse me, Chloe says, "You missed the marketing summit." And Sally's like, "No, that's happening later today." And Chloe's like, "No, it's not. It's happening. It already happened. You know why I know? Because I was in it." And so Sally looks at her calendar and she sees that she just got it wrong in her head, that she really did miss this marketing summit and everything. And so, and so because of that, she's just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. How did it go?" And she says, "I know you took care of it." And Chloe said, "I'm the COO." They didn't want to hear from me. They wanted the CEO there of Newman Media and everything. So she said people were annoyed that you didn't bother to show up. And then she says, "What kept you away?" And Sally finally admits that it was Adam, and it annoys Chloe to no end because Chloe's like, "I'm not trying to lose my job because you can't stay away from Adam." So then Nick comes in because he hears them arguing. He was like, "Everything all right in here?" And he already know what's up because and Sally, now they try to play it off like she was there. And he says, "I know y'all not trying to tell me that Sally was at this summit when I've already had word that she wasn't there." And so then he tells, Chloe, "Let me speak to Sally." So he leaves, Chloe leaves, and he says, "Sally, what's going on?" And so she starts telling him about Adam and everything. And he says, "Adam really messed you up." And he says, "Let me tell you something. Um, what I'm out of, I don't know, excuse me, sorry. Off one hand, I can count the people who support you on one hand, and one of them is me." He said, "But I can't support you with this. Like, you can't be messing up like this, And she just says, "I'm not gonna let Adam distract me," and yada yada yada. She talking a good game or whatever, and he's like, "Cause Sally, I believe in you, but you can't keep messing up. You can't mess up like this." And she was like, "I understand." And they come to an agreement that she won't do this again. So then Chloe comes back in, and Sally says, she cannot mess up again. And Chloe says, "So what are you going to do?" And Sally says, so Chloe's, Sally says, "I'm open to suggestions." And Chloe says, "Leave Adam alone." And Sally was like, "I'm just so sick of people telling me." I said, "Didn't we just have this conversation with Nick? And Adam is the distraction, but yet here you are defending Adam and why you should be around him. Like, girl, just give up this job. Just give up this job because I'm one of the 5 people, on one hand that supports you." Girl, no, I cannot. And let's just move on from there. So then we see that Billy and Lily talk. And she is just like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe Devon walked out in the middle of the meeting with Jill." I said, "Well, why y'all didn't show us this? Because I don't remember seeing that Friday. Friday, the meeting had supposedly went well. I don't, y'all, I hate that they do this on this soap. Like, I hate when soaps do this. Like, oh, we're just gonna tell you what happened, so then you can just figure. We gonna tell you to get you up to speed. No, I want to see it. I want to see Nate walk it out, because the last thing we saw on Friday, everything was copacetic in this whole meeting, and I don't know. But anyways, Billy says that he feels like Devon is a well-respected producer and everything. He's well-respected in the business. And here comes Nate coming through, getting people like him. He's got charisma, and all that. And Nate might be his ego might be a little hurt by that, because he doesn't think it's just Nate Devon not wanting the music festival. And Lily's like, she's in a bad position because everybody thinks the music festival is a good idea except Devon. And I'm like, Devon, why don't you just go ahead and say yes to it, and then work closely with Nate to get it off the ground and make it look good? But I don't know. At this point, I don't care. I don't care about what y'all talking about. He hugs Lily, and they're gonna try to make it work. So then Nate goes to Elena, and he's telling her about what happened at the meeting, and talking about he walked out, and she said, you walked out of a meeting with Devon and Jill and them? And he said, it's not my proudest moment or whatever. He said, but he was just so frustrated. And so Nate is now wanting to quit. And a lady is just like, are you sure? And he tells her, why do you always have to take Devon's side? She says, I'm not taking Devon's side. What I'm doing is seeing it from his point of view, so that you could see it from his point of view, and maybe you could stay with the company. He said, I thought you would be happy. She said, listen, we would love for you to come back to medicine. He said, I'm not coming back to medicine, girl. Listen, I'm not doing that. And so anyways, I said, when they just decide what you want to do, like he said, he can't understand why Devon shuts him down over everything. And he says he thinks it has to do with him not being able to be a surgeon anymore. He said, and that's thanks to Devon. And he says, well, you sound like you blame. Elena's like, you sound like you like blame Devon. Do you blame me? And he was like, no, I don't blame anybody for what happened. Because at the end of the day, y'all was wrong or whatever. Now, Devon didn't have to hit you, but he did. And he didn't do it to end your career, but it did. And which is one of the reasons, even though y'all cousins and y'all getting along, this is one of the reasons y'all shouldn't have got back together. Anyways, or whatever. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with these two. Oh, it's just so frustrating to watch. But anyways, Elena just says, I'll meet you for dinner later and we can talk about this. But Nate really, at this point, he don't really be wanting to talk to Elena. But he sees Victoria and he offers up his services. And Victoria said, well, I've made a few acquisitions. I can't use you now, but I've made a lot of acquisitions, and I'm going to be needing people in the near future. So you're going to be at the top of my list. And he says, okay. And that's pretty much it with them. So then Nick tries to go back to Victoria and defend Sally, and she says, well, we can't be having her messing up like this, especially when there's people out there like Nate. And he said, why would Nate want to leave um his current job? And she says, I don't know, but he's a great asset. I said, well, it would make more sense. Bring Sally over there with Devon, because he would actually listen to her. And Nate wants to do all these big ideas, and Victoria is all for it. So yeah, that would make more sense or whatever. But that's it with them, y'all. And so then we see Devon and Imani, and he tells her about the meeting, and she tells him the same thing Elena said. You walked out the meeting with Jill? He said. He tells her the same thing. Not my proudest moment. I shouldn't have done it. He said, I'm just so frustrated at Devon. And he says, I've tried everything. I've tried to go behind his back. I've tried to come to him with ideas. I've done everything that I could do, because he said, he lets her know that Billy is he told Billy about his idea. And Billy said he pitched the idea in the meeting because he thought it was good, and he didn't know it was going to blow over like that. And I'm like, well, Billy, you ain't really been there to know how bad it's gotten between Devon and Nate. But anyways, so he says, I don't know what else to do except leave. But Imani is not going to have Nate leave, because she needs him in the building so she can try to work on this man to become her man. So she says, well, how about we just get ruthless? And I said, well, what does that mean, Amani? And anyways, y'all, that is the Young and the Restless today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for all new episodes of What Happened on the Soaps, Young and the Restless edition. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.